Rupkund Lake is a serene lake located at 16,000 feet of the Himalayas. In North India it is known for its ice. It is located at an altitude of 5,023 in the Himalayas and is covered with ice for about 11 months of the year every summer for about 30 days. The ice begins to melt and reveals the bones at the bottom of the lake. The bones were found lying at a very shallow depth, only 2.5 meters from the surface of the lake. This is the mystery even greater, as it was not clear how the bones ended up there. The explanation given later is that the dead people were buried in an area high in the Himalayas and their bodies were decomposed by time. Their bones ended up in the Rupkund Lake due to the high altitude of the area and poor soil composition. In the 1940s, British hikers discovered these bones. They are the bodies of about 200 people who appear to have died at the same time during a possibly severe snowstorm about 1,000 years ago. The human remains at Rupkund Lake, discovered by a National Forest Ranger novel of India in 1942. The lake has been the subject of study and research by various scientists and archaeologists, and discoveries of human bones have provided a unique research object for understanding the history and anthropology of the region. Many theories have been proposed about the identity and origin of humans, of the people who died at Rupkund Lake. Some of these theories include the existence of an ancient expedition that died in the snowstorm, participating in a battle, or even a killing of a fellow traveler by the rest. This fact had attracted the interest of archaeologists and scientists from around the world, as the mysterious matter of the Rupkund Lake dead continues to preoccupy the scientific community to this day. What happened that I ended up dead? So many people. One of the possible explanations is that the people found in the lake died from the intense snowstorm. The area is known for severe weather conditions, and a strong blizzard could cause serious injuries and let people die of hypothermia. One theory holds that the dead came from an epidemic of Asiatic cholera or another contagious disease. However, most archaeologists dispute this theory, as no evidence of mass death from contagious diseases has been found in the past in the area. Another theory says that they were people who chose the Lake Rupkund for an adventure of a lifetime and died of bad weather or respiratory failure due to the higher atmospheric pressure at that altitude. It is claimed that the dead were members of a group following a local god, and it is even said that they even sacrificed their lives to please him. There are also theories that the remains, the dead rebels who were executed by the leaders of the colonial army. Nevertheless, there is still no clear answer to the riddle of the Rupkund Lake, and the mystery remains unsolved. After further research and DNA analysis, it turned out that the remains belonged to a group of about 200 Japanese soldiers and guards who died most likely in a hailstorm during the mission in the area in World War II. The soldiers had gone in search of a mysterious route in the Himalayas that the exact cause of death remains unknown. Inside the lake can be seen clothes and equipment belonging to the human remains. This indicates that the people found there were well equipped and prepared for a long march. The clothes, these have been examined by experts and found to belong to people who lived during 9th century. A theory by National Geographic researchers is supported. The corpses are divided into two categories of people: the very tall and the tiny people, who were probably local porters. This theory that the tall people were Japanese soldiers who had brought the disease and died of it, while the tiny people were local takeaway. They had automobile that had carried the cargo of soldiers. According to this theory, the two groups of people died of different causes and had no contact with each other during their journey to the area. However, this theory has not been fully proven, and still exists uncertainty surrounding the exact cause of death of the people at Rupkund Lake. Although the human remains are a chilling discovery, the local community does not seem to be intimidated by it. In fact, the locals are wary of tourists visiting the area, and many of them offer their services, the tour guides, for exploring the area. In addition, the local community has realized the importance of group on to their history and cultural heritage, and they have worked with archaeologists and scientists to investigate the area and preserve the heritage. Ice has preserved the remains in very good condition, as the cold environment protects the bones from erosion and decay. Scientists and archaeologists have taken advantage of this property of ice to study the bones and look for information on identity, age, gender, health, and the possible cause of death of the dead. The discoveries and researches that have been done in Rupkund Lake have helped to bring out aspects of the history and culture of the Himalayan regions. To this day, the lake and dozens of skeletons left there are the #1 attraction of the area. Visitors do not hesitate to touch them, to place them in various places to take the perfect photo, but also to remove historical finds so that they have something to remember. The remaining objects at the bottom of the lake are limited and now protected by the Government of India. However, due to removal and mismanagement by visitors, many objects at the bottom of the lake, they have been worn and damaged from time to time. Somewhere here we reach the end. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell. Thank you for watching me.